Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to Ravenswatch. We've been going through the characters one at a time to make spotlight videos for each of them, and today is no different. We're going to be taking a look at Beowulf, the warrior of legend. He has a very cool playstyle where he's basically infusing his fiery friend into a wide number of the abilities that he has for different effects. I'll explain once we get into the game. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And let us begin! If this is your first Ravenswatch video that you've seen, our goal is to defeat a boss at the end of the 5th day. And we basically have to uncover as much of this map as we can to get buffs before that event happens. Our Q ability is our trait, and it basically infuses our fiery friend into a number of our attacks. So let's go over some of them. Our right click is a straight line skill shot, kind of sends a shockwave through the ground towards enemies. Our E ability is a spin to win, and our shift is a shield that will block anything inside that frontal cone. And then there's kind of a retaliatory attack at the end of it. Now, if we infuse the dragon into our straight line skill shot, everything along this path will be burned and take fire damage. If we infuse it into our E, we will dive forward to deal massive fire damage. Typically, your E ability also does a lot of stagger damage to armored enemies, and this is no different. And then our shift, our defensive ability, if we infuse it with the worm, it will heal us for every single attack that we absorb. Now, I will admit that Beowulf is one of my weaker characters in the game right now, but I will do my best to get a good run under our belt nonetheless. Our upgrade to start things off, blocking at least an attack during offense gives armor. If I complete the quest, the worm defense is going to heal for 70% more. I feel like I need more damage rather than more healing. He does seem a little on the undertuned side to me, and I wonder if we can overcome that today. So let's go with Explosive Fire. Enemies explode when they die, dealing 20 damage and applying Ignite to enemies around. So this only happens if they're ignited when they die. But as you just saw, we have plenty of ways of applying that fire effect to our foes. It looks like the timer has started, and I'm going to start. I'm actually going to go west and kind of scoop down into this zone here and try to explore it. We have 4 feathers that allow us to come back from the dead and 5 days to get as strong as possible. This is a good start. A little bit of extra health never hurt anyone. I'm going to infuse my right click to send damage into this group as best as I can. Basically, in 3 more seconds, I'm going to be looking to infuse something else as well. I'm always trying to work in our friend into our attacks whenever possible. Another unique thing about Beowulf is his left click is kind of a combo. So the first couple of swings don't really deal much damage, but then that third swing deals 200% increased damage, so it can actually chunk. Let's go ahead and just start off with a little bit of fire in here and a big old swing onto the back line. These particular enemies aren't too scary, and we can see when they're like choosing to throw stuff, so I should probably try to just make sure I'm blocking them. Let's infuse for a big slam onto the elite. I'll also right click there as well, and then we'll go back in. I did block something, and if we let go of shift, it's going to send a big ol' hit towards this elite, knocking him down. That armor does protect them a little bit, but not for super long, and we clear out the Raven statue. This might give us a sneak peek on the map of what is to come. Level 2 has been acquired. Power sends 2 successive shock waves, 1 dealing 25% increased damage, or your night effects last 2 more seconds and deal 20% damage. I'm going to buff our ignite effects. I feel like that's kind of the cornerstone of how you're supposed to be playing anyway. So if I can make that better, that's going to be good to me. Let's go ahead and infuse and just jump in on those guys. We can see our E ability is able to clear out these lower tier targets very easily. Let's try with our shockwave right down the middle. It doesn't look like that AoE explosion we have is really that good, to be honest. Now, even if my shield isn't healing me, it still does block all damage in a frontal cone. I think this ability would be a bit easier to use on controller. I kind of have a little trouble with it on mouse and keyboard. Just directing that frontal cone at enemies for some reason feels a little awkward to me. I don't think I'm blocking as much as I should be. But we're actually finding enough regen globes on the ground that I feel like I'm able to sustain my character even without them, at least for the time being. I am happy to see that the E ability can kind of clear out the lower tier trash even without infusing it. So maybe we'll keep that in mind as we are roaming around. A little bit of money here. I'm not going to stay and fight those guys because there's nothing else for me to achieve. If we cut down here and keep going towards the boss, we can grab another health increase. It doesn't seem like our maximum health is that bad. I mean, Beowulf is a warrior at the end of the day, is he not? A lot of enemies coming our way, though. Let's infuse for an E this way. Huge damage from some of those slashes while we were in there. Luckily for us, we are right by a healing shrine, and it looks like an elite is also going to be joining us. I'll infuse into a slam on the elite, dash out, and then right-click back in, trying to just break through its stagger. If I can, we're going to be fine. That damage over time is actually not bad. I'm starting to notice it stack up a bit more. Spin onto the tree, and a right click takes it down. Of course, there are a few ads that came out after that. Now, we could shift here and try to block, and of course, they didn't attack once. I was going to say that could be a good opportunity to heal when you have kind of lower tier enemies all around you and you're sitting there and you're ready for it. That's always a good spot to be in. I'm going to double back, actually. I'm going to keep going for these health increases. If I can get my health above 200, I think I'll feel a lot safer. And we really don't have that much uncovered on the map at the moment either. Looks like this is an event that we're going to need a key for. So far, I do not have a key. A lot of enemies here. This looks like a good time for Empowered Whirlwind. I do like that I have some ranged options, and I think I could even stand inside that skill shot that elite just sent out. I'm pretty sure I can exist inside of that without taking damage, as long as let's test. Yes, indeed. Hold up that shift and make sure it's pointed at the elite. We can totally nullify that. That is very, very good. Very few other characters in this game can just sit inside effects like that. Chest located just north of us. Can I find the way in easily? Doesn't look like it's a building. And a lot of money here as well. I'll help myself. Don't mind if I do. The chest is off to the right. Let me start to head that way. Another barricade is keeping this safe as well. There is a book event to our left. That's an additional boss, but I just don't know if I have the damage for that just yet. I mean, this wasn't bad, and I am seeing the AoE explosion a bit on these enemies, but it's not like I'm cleaving down these targets effortlessly either. Click E onto that last enemy, and we'll be able to gobble up this chest no problem. Damage from negative effects. I think I'm only applying one negative effect. Damage for each vitality you have could be very good, considering we've gotten so many HP increases so far as well. That doesn't seem half bad. Well, I wish I could compare my damage prior to picking that up versus, after I picked that up. We do have a boss event here. If we take this down, this is a good example. I right-clicked this in the last video and it died. And that took 6 left-click combos to take, or 9 swings to take down. It was 3 combos to take down. I'm going to start with the slashy guy, try to get out of their way relatively quick. Empower an E onto the mage, but unfortunately could not connect there just yet. I can do a fair bit of healing off of the slashy boys if we get into the right spot for it. That was a good ignite through them, and we do level up. I won't be able to see what that upgrade is just yet, though. A little too many enemies here for that. In fact, I'm still going to wait. We're going to wait until this event is completely over. Are there healers this time? It looks like there is one, so we will... Oh, I went for a block thinking that tentacle monster was going to connect with me, but it actually fell a little short. Trying to move through, we do get to the other side. I'm going to empower a right click onto our slashy friends here. If I could take that one down, that damage is not bad. Go in with a block to eat the beam. That was pretty good. My spin, unfortunately, was not enough to disable this guy's attack, but that should do it. And then we can empower a right click to spread fire to both of them. Not bad at all. My damage does feel very low. Very, very low. This will be the final wave of the boss event. Let's go ahead and start off with a block, empower, and E to try to stagger these guys. Unfortunately, it does manage to sneak away. We've taken a lot of damage so far, too. I'm going to right-click here and try to just deal damage while it's stunned. That's going to be an easy spin to win there as well. Unfortunately, I did leave up a healer, so that damage is going to be limited at best. And with our health getting this low, we're going to die soon. But don't worry, we have feathers for that exact reason. I keep expecting the other one to actually lash out at me. There it was, finally. And here's our resurrection. I'll just go ahead and start right here. Empower and E into a smash. Get these guys burning. Right-click through them as well. Still haven't built up enough stagger damage just yet. There we go, finally. This guy jumping away and then re-emerging underneath me. Let's reignite him. Couldn't get the block off in time there. We were mid-animation. He's going to lunge. There it is. And with that, we finally get stagger. Beowulf and the Ice Queen, to me, just don't seem like they have enough baseline damage in their kit to make it feel good. But we did get an upgrade. Spend 2 more times for 90% damage each. Or the Worm Special Finisher Strike with Finisher Strike 3 times with a growing radius for 45% damage each. Worm Specials. That would be my E ability, right? Would go off 3 times. I kind of feel like Bladestorm might be better. Even if we don't empower our E, just going in and spinning on enemies like this feels like a decent way of doing damage, and then we can back out and try to hit with a line like that. I think that did deal damage. It was just the other caster healed it up basically instantly. That's always the joy of fighting elites that are grouped together. I want to keep the pressure up on him. We'll just do regular swings to do that and then grab those regen globes and keep moving. We are about halfway through this run, and I don't feel like I've accomplished too much just yet. We are level 3, though. That's pretty good. And there is another Raven Tower in here that'll give us a bit more insight to what's really going on the map as well. I went for an Empowered E, but unfortunately missed it on the elite that I was aiming for. We need to make sure that we... Good block. We need to make sure that we are taking these casters down to the best of our ability, so I'm going to spin right back in. Good damage there, and we pick up the regen globe. Block that elite attack. I mean, it's hard to deny that that isn't good. Like, I didn't have time to move out of the way, but I had plenty of time to just hit shift and ignore that guy. Also, the stun after that can interrupt the clawy guy's attacks, the slashy boy attacks. That Raven shows us that there are 2 more health increases nearby as we hit level 4. Let's empower a spin in here. So it made it so even though... Ooh, this is better than before. After each trait activation, the next 3 attacks gain 100% crit chance. Permanently gain 12% attack speed. Well, that's better. I grow sharper. Well, that's really good. Now, when we activate our trait, does that mean our right click is guaranteed to crit? Yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. Couple this with the increased damage based on our vitality and the fact that we can get 2 more health increases here. We're not doing that bad. Let's try a spin right in the middle. Empowered for some extra damage as well. It might be our left clicks that are empowered and not our right click. That one did 70. Let me see. I need to kill the healer before they do anything. Yeah, that did 103. That's a crit. Or at least increased. It's probably just because of the infusion. I'm probably overthinking this. I think my critical hits are just my left clicks, and then that's why it was also coupled with that increased attack speed. I'm thinking out loud a little too much. This guy is chasing us down. We'll be able to avoid him, no problem. I'm going to grab the rest of this money, finish him off with a right click that missed, and then grab this big pile over here too. This was a ton of cash all in one spot. Usually these places are just the big crystals and that's it. But with that, we have $456. Make that a little bit more as we find even more on the way back. This is an elite here. I empowered my attack and we're going to swing into his back for some increased damage. That wasn't enough to break his stagger bar, but we continue the assault and we get through it. I'm going to double back towards this. There's a health increase to our right. Looks like a little bit more money here as well. There are two different ways of spending your currency that I'm aware of. One is the guy back at the spawn. He can upgrade any existing skills that you have right now. The other way would be to find a kind of circular object on the map, and you're able to kind of turn in your currency to get random perks from that. So if you like what you have now, going back to the spawn and upgrading those is probably the call. But if you don't like what you have, then investing into one of those shops can't go wrong. Looks like a lot of ghosts are spawning. We'll empower the E and slam it down on them. These guys are actually very grouped up. That's good for me. Let's keep the damage going. One remains, the soul protector of the chest, and I'm kind of surprised that our left-click combo can't stagger casters out of it. Ogre Blood, 1 damage for each 5 vitality you have. After taking damage, gain crit chance. That seems really good. 50% to any shield applied or received. Actually, I hope I'm not wrong. I don't think that has any synergy with what we're doing. Yes, I do have a shield that I could put up and block damage, but it's talking about like actual shielding on your health bar, like a buffer to your health bar. I think anyway. I also feel bad for not using the empowered shielding at all. It just feels so weird to me. And the healing trade-off is okay. You get healed for every single attack that you would have taken. So if they're just slamming into my shield, that's going to be a decent amount of healing if there's multiple enemies. If it's just one guy like that, let's see if I can empower it. Here we go. Where's the swing? I got 3 health. That's nothing. 3 health is nothing. And the time it took me to just sit there and wait to line that up is time where I could have potentially been out here smashing into these other guys. I do think I'll try to heal there. Nothing even hit the shield, so let's keep spinning. I need to empower it if I can. Get some damage on the back line. We have spin in just a moment. There we go. Perfect. And after we get these little ads down, we can increase our HP even more and hopefully get more of an effect out of that ogre blood. Now, there is an event that we're very close to here, but unfortunately, it requires a key to do it. So far, we haven't found the key. Those roots did find me, though, trapping us in place here. He's usually nearby. I wouldn't be too surprised if we could find it, just kind of sneaking around the outskirts of this. Actually, we just found another chest in the area. That's going to give us some immediate value. No sign of that key either. I went around that place in a circle. I didn't see it. Oh, big old trees in here. That could be scary. I'm going to do an empowered E on this first shielded guy. My intention is to stagger him before he can attack. You saw how well that went, I guess. But our damage is not bad, to be honest. That damage was pretty good. We're going to need to dash out of that big AoE before we take too much damage. A lot of these smaller ads being taken down. I am starting to see that ignite damage play more of a role here. Trapped even though I was behind his roots. That doesn't feel good, and they hit me again. But luckily, he was taken down. That regen globe heals me back up. This would be a good opportunity for some shift healing. But look at the cooldown on that shield, too. It is long. That regen globe will do nicely. 57 damage, 47 damage added back, but unfortunately it took 10 away. Attacks deal 20% increased damage. Power deals 20% more damage or more armor for each missing HP. Let me double check the ogre blood plus damage. So that isn't specified whether or not it's an attack or a right click. We have been using our left click combo quite a bit, and that would mean that it's 220% increased damage on that final hit. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. We do need to make sure that we hit level 5. We are kind of behind on that, and this is a lot of damage. Holy moly. Those banshees can be very difficult to deal with, especially with this many ads around. I'm going in for another E-slam. There's 3 banshees in here now, though. We are spreading quite a lot of fire. I need to get these regens. Luckily, my lunge forward took me over all of them, and we're back at full health. Let's go. I'm going to try one of these cursed events. It may not go okay. it may not go okay. We're almost on the final day, so we need to start doing our final preparations for this run, which is probably going to be me completing this event and then seeing if there's anything else that we can grab easily before boss spawns. Are we good? Looks like we're good now. Turning the key. We have 2 minutes to complete this event, and we need to open up quick. Using our E ability on the boss, starts off with a fair bit of stagger. We get behind the AoE and just slam into his back, increasing that stagger even more. That was a pretty cheap hit he did there. I am kind of miffed about that. And pinned in the corner, I think I may have taken damage there as well. Damage not looking bad. As the boss hits 50%, I believe they leave, so we should be seeing that. There it is, 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go. Let's empower for a quick spin. I'm heading for the Banshee. I want to deal as much damage to them as I can. Oh, God, this is looking pretty sketchy, though. We could empower our shield for some healing in that situation, but there actually weren't too many attacks that were heading towards me. They were all kind of staggered casts. I'm also kind of miffed that he just got free damage there, even before I knew he was spawned. But something tells me he's about to do it again, so let me block. We can at least try to mitigate some of that. He's going to do it one more time. Block just came off cooldown. Perfect. Spinning. Staggered. Let's infuse our right click and just swing him down. Oh. Got very lucky I didn't die. Very lucky I didn't die there. Double the amount of collected dream shards, but lose all dream shards at death's door. Vitality plus 50%, but crit chance lowered. Plus 50, not percent. Attack gains 5% life on hit, but healing orbs don't affect you anymore. I like the idea of just getting more vitality. We have 319 health now. That means my ogre blood's going to be getting some more value. Let me head back to the main store. See if I can grab anything else with the currency that we have. 536 is a decent amount. Can I up? I cannot upgrade ogre blood here, but I could increase our ignite damage. I could improve our speed damage or spin damage. Let me do the ignite all the way up, and then I'll do the spin all the way up. Then I need to run north of us. We might be able to do one more event before the final boss spawns in. We still have 3 of our resurrections, so I'm thinking that this will be a clear today. At least I hope it'll be a clear today. There is another key for one of those boss events if we wanted to do it. I think that might take up a little too much time, though. Okay, we're gonna have to spin here to clear these guys out. Perfect. That level up brings us to 5, gives us full health, and then we can start this and grab our ultimate ability. It is Dragon's Flight. The dragon goes in a straight line and starts burning everything. That means our ignite damage is applying to that as well, but while the dragon is flying about, I actually can't infuse any of my other abilities either. But that was a very quick event. We finished it no problem. What do we get for it? Experience, improve a random upgrade 2 times, or dream shards. I'm going to take the dream shards, and we are going to head back to the starting shop and try to upgrade our ignite damage a little bit more. Yes, furnace is better than that. Perfect. Now we have about maybe 2 minutes before the boss spawns, so I'm just going to wander around, see if I can find anything else, but really we're just waiting for the screen to turn red. I am kind of far away from any place that I haven't uncovered. We could grab this key and go do this event, actually. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it. It's going to be close. Especially if there's already ads here. We ran by this. Did we clear it? Ooh, it looks like we did. Okay, we got to be quick. Wait a minute, what? This is a cave? Okay, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. This is new to me. I thought this was just another key event like what we just did with that book. I do have my ult again. It does seem like it has a pretty short cooldown. I don't like that guy's fucking forward vomit hit me when I was behind him. That's kind of a tilter. And this is also bizarre. I can't see myself move on the mini-map. That's usually where my eyes are locked in between objectives. Looks like there is an elite here. I'm going to go ahead and do the fiery attack as well. It looks like the worm moves at random with that, so I can't direct it onto the boss or anything, and he only took a little bit of damage from that actual effect. I'm going to try to spin one more time, empower our right click while he's staggered, and that'll give us that improved critical hit damage. What's inside this chest? Power deals 100% more damage, but has increased cooldown. Dash heals for 50% of damage taken during the last 2 seconds, or fully heal at the start of each day. Let's do the dash. That way, if we get a big hit, we can literally just dash and roll it back. And that seems like it would be good with our ogre blood. The screen is turning red. I shall wait. All right. The final boss is all that stands in Beowulf's way. Will we be able to take it down? Let's find out together. I'm going to start with the wyvern. Just get it going. Just get it burning. I'm also going to dash to heal up that HP that we missed out on. I tried to right click. I tried to shift block some of that stuff, but unfortunately it was on cooldown. Looks like the wyvern has already damaged a few of these tentacles. We're going to dash again there for even more healing. And power into a spin should take down this one. Now, keep in mind that the boss is damageable right now. He just takes reduced damage. And it looks like the wyvern's fire was able to do a considerable amount to him, even though the boss had armor. That's good to know. This should be the last of the tentacles here. We're dodging it fairly well. I'm going to save my empower for when the boss is vulnerable. There's our E into the right click, and now we're just going to spam out left clicks for as long as we can. Next time we can infuse, I'm going to do it just to send another right click for the critical hits. And this is going to be at least 3 stages by the looks of things. Let's send out the worm again, get it flying. Every time it passes over the boss, it does seem like the worm's doing like its normal damage. Usually you just do 2 damage to the boss, but its fire's dealing 10. I wonder if that's because we have the flame upgrades from our run. That could be an interesting way of working around that armor. I'm going to double back for that regen globe. I don't know if that was the right play or not. I'm actually kind of feeling stranded over here now, to be honest with you. Yeah, every time we go through one of those circles, we take damage, so need to optimize that route a little bit. Oh yeah, that's a chunker too. Luckily, we have so much health from all of those HP shrines. I hope the ogre blood is getting good value. This is like the best case scenario for it. I've never had this much HP before. Yep, looks like one more infusion's gonna do it. The burn... Let me just send my wyvern directly over the boss. The burn looks like I might be able to just commit and focus him down. Okay, let me E. Yeah, I'm just gonna commit. We cleared out this spot. We're safe here. More or less. Let me get this tentacle down too. Maybe this is why they put the little kill floor underneath these tentacles. See, exactly so you can't do this strategy. But I think it'll work. Oh, that was too much. That's what our resurrection's for. Boss is still burning. Actually, it's burning well. And that'll do it, boys. I did not go into this run super optimistic, but we actually did find some synergies that brought it all together. I did not make very good use of the empower shielding whatsoever, so please excuse that. I just find it a little clunky, a little awkward, but our damage at the end of the day was fine, and we killed the boss, no problem. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys again very soon.